Isabel is with us in Charlotte. Hi, Isabel. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Not much. I'm just super excited to be here.
Great. How can I help today?
Awesome. So I am an owner of a local commercial cleaning company out here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I actually started the company last August, and it's been growing exponentially. We have 7 employees now, 7 team members, and we run about 3 crews. And so my biggest question for you is, how important is team culture, and how should I go about establishing this when our crews rarely cross paths with each other? We have some working during the day, we've got some working at night, and we do not have a common office or shared space that we meet at.
Yeah. Well, your team has a culture, but how important is it that you control it? Every team has a culture. Some of them are toxic cultures. Some of them are, it's loosey-goosey and the value system is not identifiable, but there is always a culture. The question is, what are you known for? What do you want the team when they're away to say about your company? That's the culture. It's your internal reputation. And so how do you develop that? It generally is going to be based on the consistent application of your values. And so you state your values, what they are, over and over and over and over to the team, and then you enforce those values. And people that are in violation of those values continuously as a pattern don't get to be part of the team. And that's the culture. And we're looking for people that are going to align with those values to be on the team, and that can then keeps the consistency of the culture. For instance, one of our values that happened from years ago, we had a lady when I was about your size that she was a really good salesperson, and she spent a lot of her time selling all the other employees on the fact that I'm an idiot behind my back.
Wow.
Yeah, that was our culture. And so I decided we weren't going to have that culture anymore when I fired her, because I walked into the meeting, her back was to me. She's conducting a meeting to other team members, telling them all, she didn't hear me walk in the room, how stupid I am. And then the hair stood up on the back of her neck, and she turned around and went, oh, crap. Yeah, so that was the end of that. So that's when we developed at Ramsey one of our core values. We don't go with gossiping. Gossiping is, we are going to have problems at Ramsey, guaranteed. When you have a problem, not if, when you have a problem, you hand your problems up to leadership, not to other team members. And we work on the problem together. You don't hand it to people outside the building, and you don't hand it to people that can't do something about it. That is gossip, and we will fire you for that, for not abiding by that value. And we tell you when we hire you that we will fire you for that. So we're very consistent. We just don't do that. We don't talk about each other behind each other's back. If you're going to bring a problem about a team member, or a problem about a leader, or just a problem or a frustration, you got to hand it to someone somewhere in leadership that can do something about it. And then you can follow up with them and make sure they do something about it. But sitting in the lunchroom and discussing with all your buds how stupid the boss is, don't fly here. I'll fire your butt in about 30 seconds for that. Got no tolerance for it. And only took me once to figure it out. So that's a consistent application of an ongoing value for 25 years now at Ramsey. And it blows people's minds when they work here that we don't gossip. Because you know why we don't gossip? Because we don't tolerate it. We're not going to have it. And we're not mean about it. We like a gossip-free zone. You're safe here. It's like the little snowflakes, they want safe zones. Well, this is a safe zone. You're safe from gossip here because we don't do it here. And if you do it, it's going to be a problem for you. And the natural consequences are not fun. So, that's a consistent application. Another consistent application is, one of our core values is, everyone here treats this place like they're self-employed. Treat it like you own it. If you're walking through the parking lot, you see a piece of paper, pick it up. Your mama don't work here. You do. So treat this place like you own it. And when you're making decisions, treat this place like you own it. When you're working, work like you own it. when you're taking time off. Take time off like you own it. Treat it like you own it. And if you're not doing that, we're going to talk about it. Because we don't want people in here working a J-O freaking B. How late can I come in? How early can I leave? And how much time can I spend on Facebook not working while I'm at work? This is what most people do at work. Not here. We don't do it because that's our culture. Our culture is self-employed. Our culture is we don't gossip. We've got these core values and we put them out to the team over and over and over again. They don't have to be in the same location. They don't have to have a weekly meeting to get that the values are that we're going to align with the values. The alignment with the values represents the culture. And if the values are unspoken, if the values are negative and toxic, like I'll slit your throat to get my way, I'll climb on your political body to get my promotion, and that's an unspoken value, a toxic value that actually functions inside the organization, that's the culture. To the extent people line up with that, that's your culture. So you're going to have culture by default or by intention. So decide what these values are, decide who you is, and tell everybody this is who we is, and if you want to be a we, this is is. This is how you do it. I mean, this is how we is. You got to talk it through over and over and over and over again. And everybody you're interviewing, everybody you're exiting, when you tell people why someone exited, I'm not being mean. I'm not throwing people on the bus. I'm not shaming people. But we don't do that here. We don't do that here, And so that's the kind of stuff you deal with. And so the more you discuss that kind of thing, we're hardworking. We're generous. We have a sense of humor. And so if you're going to be a we, you got to do these things, whatever your values are. And you've already started to establish some values because you're having exponential growth, and they're positive values, not toxic values. So just identify those and then get everybody understanding that this is what got us here and this is what's going to take us there. And that's going to get us where we want to go for sure. So head that way. Good plan. Hey, you're awesome, Isabel. I'm so proud of you. Love the fact you're growing so fast. You a getter, girl. Get her. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.